Well, hey everybody, it's Sandy and welcome back to my channel dedicated to helping you advocate for your own health one topic at a time. So I've got a product review today, guys. I'm going to be reviewing the Craft Cadence Nanofiber mask with ViralOff technology. So if you want to see my full review, just keep watching. Yeah, so it was really nice to hear from the people at Craft Cadence. They reached out to me a while ago and let me know that they were working on a new product. So I've had a chance to try out their masks and yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, I'm going to put a link down in the description box to the Craft Cadence Nanofiber ViralOff mask. This is a mask that should fit in our hybrid category. It does have the ViralOff technology by Polygene. ViralOff is a silver technology. It is not a nano silver, and it reduces microbial load, viral or bacterial, by 99% in 2 hours. It has now at this point been tested with SARS-CoV-2. Now they tell me that it is water repellent on the outside, moisture wicking on the inside. It does contain polypropylene, but it also contains something else that I'm going to talk about, which is really interesting. First of all, in terms of the size, they do have a nice size chart. They tell you to measure in 2 different places. One is from the earlobe to the nose. The other one is from the nose down to the chin. The one that goes from the nose down to the chin, they say, is king. So if the two disagree, like you measure this way and you're a medium and this way and you're a small, they say to go with this measurement. So that what they sent me was a small and then what they call a medium large. Now the medium large, they say, is the default and fits most. I had a chance to try out both of them, so I'm going to show you how both of those fit and you can get a sense of what might work for you. Now they do come in packs of 2, so when you order on their website 1 item, you are getting a 2-pack, so you're getting 2 masks. They come with ear loops, they also come with the adjusters, and they come with the lanyard, guys, so that's kind of a nice thing. And they come in a resealable pouch. So that 2-pack sells for $59.94. Now shipping to the United States is $4.05. They said that it is roughly the same pretty much worldwide. Shipping is free if you're purchasing $100 or more worth of merchandise. Well, let me not forget to mention that Craft Cadence has generously offered a coupon code for my viewers, so it's Get 10 Off Sandy. Now the mask consists of 4 layers, so I'm going to start from the outside and work in toward the face. Now the outermost layer is a polyester. Like I said, it should be water repellent, and we're going to test that here in just a moment. It is treated with ViralOff. It's also treated with something called Stays Fresh, and I did ask Craft Cadence, what is this Stays Fresh? Like, we have the ViralOff technology. Well, Stays Fresh is also used by Polygene, so I guess that's a combined product, and Stays Fresh is meant to reduce odors caused by fungus and bacteria. And I kind of thought to myself, well, why are we using Stays Fresh if we already have the ViralOff? Well, the ViralOff does wash off, so it's good for about 30 washes according to Polygene. Now, I think that probably varies a bit. How hard are you washing it? What are you using to wash it? I'm sure it's not like it's on, and all of a sudden at 30 washes, it's off. It probably begins to degrade over time, and by the time you're at about 30 washes, it's pretty much gone. The Stays Fresh, though, lasts for the lifetime of the product. So you still have the odor control, you still have some degree of, I don't want to say it's antimicrobial, but it will discourage the growth of microbes. Every layer in this mask that's treated with ViralOff is also treated with Stays Fresh. Okay, so I'm just going to, for the purpose of brevity, say ViralOff. The next layer is the filter, and that's actually 3 sub-layers in itself. It's a 3-layer filter. The outermost layer of that filter is melt-blown polypropylene, and that's good for filtration efficiency. The next layer is what's called the nanofiber layer. Now, I'm going to discuss that nanofiber layer separately in just a moment, so just hold that thought. And then the 3rd layer of the filter, closer to the face, is spun-bond polypropylene, and that's more there for structure. So that's our 3 layers of our filter. After that, we have another layer of polyester that seals that filter, and that is treated as well with the ViralOff. And then we have one more layer of polyester. That creates a pocket through which you can, if you like, add an additional filter yourself. This is probably a good time to segue into a discussion about nanofiber, because I really learned something from the people at Craft Cadence, and I want to thank them. Now, it's not something we find in medical products like medical masks and things, because those use melt-blown and spun-bond polypropylene. Of course, they also are not meant for reuse. So in this mask, the nanofiber layer is something called polyvinylidene difluoride. I wonder if I said that correctly. Let's call it PVDF. PVDF is an up-and-coming possible alternative to polypropylene. One of the things that the nanofiber really has going for it and makes it a nice complement or alternative to polypropylene is that it will maintain its filtration efficiency after repeated washing. So a lot of polypropylene eventually breaks down. I know that I've talked about that on my channel before, and I've said we don't really have a way of knowing how fast, how much, and I've recommended that people do some water testing with their masks over time to see when things are starting to break down. In this article, which is titled The Reusability Comparison of Melt-Blown versus Nanofiber Face Mask Filters for Use in the Coronavirus Pandemic. And they have all kinds of charts and graphs. This one shows the filtration efficiency after. Now, they don't do multiple washings, so I will say that it's a little bit apples and oranges because we are not washing our masks the way they washed in this research. What they did for washing is they used a 75% ethanol solution, and they either dipped the masks completely into this ethanol for various lengths of time, or they sprayed them. But that's why I say that it's a little bit apples and oranges, because for those of us who are going to be washing these like in a Delicate's bag in the washing machine with some soap like I do, I'm not sure if it's completely cross-referenceable with the results that you get from washing in ethanol, how well it will wash in regular water with agitation. But nonetheless, it is very impressive that after either spraying cycles or dipping times, the nanofiber retained almost all of its efficacy in terms of its filtration efficiency. The dark one, which is the polypropylene, the filtration efficiency was reduced with repeated either dipping or spraying with ethanol. Now, there's also the question of how does polypropylene behave after washings with water as opposed to something like ethanol. In the meantime, again, I want to give a shout out and thank you to the people at Craft Cadence for introducing me to the whole nanofiber, the PVDF. I was excited about trying it with this product, and I'm glad I've had an opportunity to do that. So the filtration efficiency, again, this is as the mask is new, is they say a 0.3 micron particle size, 99%. And they said that they did test these after 5 washings, and the filtration efficiency was only reduced by about 1%. So that is actually pretty impressive. All right, so let me let you get a look at the mask finally, right? That's what we're here for. And I'll try both of these on and show you how they fit. So they do come, like I said, with the lanyard. This mask is the small. I will also try on the medium large. Just for a reference, when I measured myself according to their size chart, I did have 2 different measurements. So this way I was like the medium large, and this way I was the small. They did say to use the nose to chin if the 2 measurements disagree. So like whereas a lot will say, well, if they disagree, use the larger one. They're saying to use the nose to chin. So of course that begs the question, why don't you just measure this only, right? If that's the one you're going to use when they disagree, then you would never need this measurement. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something there, but at any rate, according to their size chart and their instructions, I should wear the small. So that's what I'm going to try on first. Now the ear loop adjusters are these nice, really soft jelly kind. You don't have to like press on any hard plastics or anything that's difficult with arthritic fingers. I do like these. The straps themselves are somewhat stretchy. It's sort of like a flat elastic, but let me try to get you a real close-up of that. It's a pretty flat elastic, but it is real soft. It's not like that scratchy raw elastic. It seems like it's a flat elastic that's maybe covered with a very thin layer of soft fabric. The mask itself does feel thick. Look, I have people tell me, I want something that's not hot and I want something that's breathable. Now, there is a way to measure breathability. I sort of largely ignore it because I feel like the way people use the term is just much more subjective than that. And really, the thicker, the more protective, whatever, the more layers, yeah, you're going to feel that. So you have to decide what you want to trade off. I find this very comfortable. Now, it does have a nice contour under the chin. I'm going to go ahead and just put it on for you. It does have a nose wire in it that comes out to about here. So I'm going to see where that lands on me. So again, this one is the small. And I do like the contour under the chin. I've said that before. Now, if I do have to have some leak somewhere, I actually prefer it to be down here because any exhalant, I don't want it to come up and fog up my safety goggles. As far as the length of the nose piece, it's about to here, and that's when I don't have it conformed. So maybe it's just at the outer corner of my iris. It's not the kind that, you know, comes all the way up around the cheekbone where I can contour it. I've said before that I really like you to get an extra long nose piece because you can push here and then continue to contour here and push it down along the cheekbone. Now, I'm trying to feel exactly where this ends. It ends right here. So I'm not really able to get that contour around my cheekbone. I do think that that might be more of a me thing and not something that is pertinent to most people, just because I have these very deep set eyes. See, so I've got a lot of concavity there, and that leaves a lot of room for air to escape if I'm exhaling, and it leaves room for fogging up the safety glasses. So I think what I'm going to do is actually loosen these ear loops a little bit, so I can get as much tension as possible. Now, yes, that leaves a little gapping here. I'm going to deal with that in a minute because I'm probably going to use the lanyard anyway. Let's see what I get. It's really quite good in terms of the fogging. I really have almost none. I do feel a little bit of escape down here, but actually that's what I would prefer with this. I'm going to try it with the lanyard. Now, when I put the lanyard on, I am not going to attach it where they show, like on this leftover space where my ear loops were adjusted, because the reason to use a lanyard, it's a head strap hack, right? Now, first of all, I recommend having it on there whether you want it or not, because it allows you to just put the mask down around your neck if you're using the ear loops. So you just don't have to be like putting it away and picking it back up and then you just leave it down hanging around your neck. But if you need it for a better fit, it will offer an enhanced fit. That's been studied. A head strap is going to give a much better fit than an ear loop design, and that's because an ear loop design is only pulling back in one direction. And this is actually a good illustration. I've got a little bit of gapping here, and I could tighten this ear loop, but it's not really going to take away all that gap. And the reason is because that's only pulling backwards. What's going to make that better is some tension upward. And that's what's offered by the head strap. It's some tension that goes upward. So therefore, I don't want to attach the ear loop hack to the end here past the adjuster. What I really want to do is attach it high up on the ear loop. So I'm going to do just what I recommended with the DNA mask. I'm actually going to attach it right about here. So this is the top, this is my nose piece, this is the chin. I'm going to attach the lanyard right about here. Now the lanyard with these also has a nice just slide adjuster, but it's a snap. You can see that? So you actually just snap it around. I'm going to do the one that you guys can see. So again, I'm not going to put it back here because I don't want the tension going backwards. I want to be able to pull the tension up. So I'm going to put it here. Now it will slide a little bit, but I'm still going to have a lot more control over it this way. And then I'm going to attach the other one. I do like those snaps, by the way. So now, as I said with the DNA, just while we're putting this on, just to get the best fit possible, what you want to do is, like I said, keep that high up. So this is very close to the mask over here, right? I don't have it way down here. You can slide it anywhere you want, but I'm going to start out with it here. And when I first put the mask on, I'm going to ignore the ear loops. There is a tendency to put it on, adjust the ear loops, and then adjust the head strap. I don't want to do that. First thing I'll do is adjust the nose piece just a little bit so that it'll sort of stick there for a moment. And then I'm going to use the head strap to adjust and deal with the ear loops later. The ear loops are going to start out in the wrong place, so don't let that bother you. Okay. So this is what we do in the operating room. We've got the masks with the ties, okay? You put the nose piece where you want it, and then you tie the back. And I'm going to recommend you do this pretty high up on your head. Okay, so now I've got, the mask actually will stay that way if it's done correctly. And then do this. Okay, you don't have to do this first. So the ear loops, they almost don't matter if you get the correct tension on the head strap. So now I'm just going to get that tighter. Okay, so that is a tighter fit. It is an enhanced fit. You can see that it's not bubbling. Whoops. You can see that it's not bubbling against my face there. All right, I am going to loosen the bottom just a tiny bit because that's what I do. Otherwise, I probably will get a little fogging with my concave set eyes. Yeah, I really don't have any fogging now. I do think that I could probably adjust this a little bit. I bring it down more. This is more of a comfort thing. And this mask is generous enough that like the glasses are going to be hanging over the mask. Now that depends a little bit on the shape of your glasses, and it depends on the weight of your glasses and the shape of your face. But you know, this mask really is pretty big. I do have to say, like, I do have some gapping here that I wish it just had a slightly longer nose piece that gave me that contour, because I'm constantly doing this sort of thing. But again, I think that I have unusually concave deep set eyes. And now just for the size comparison, I'm going to show you, this is the medium large. And I will try it on with the lanyard as well. So again, I thought maybe with the medium large, the nose piece would come out a little farther on me. It doesn't. It's, you know, it's here. So it's, again, just outside the iris. I think the medium large actually fits me just fine too. I'm going to try it with the lanyard just so you guys can see. Okay, so again, I've attached my lanyard and I've got it up high toward the top of the mask. So this is the nose piece, this is the chin. See where I've got the lanyard, see where the ear loop adjusters are, but I've got the lanyard way up high. So again, I'm going to ignore the ear loops. I'm just going to completely set this mask up using the head strap hack only. Having a little trouble with my hand. As you guys know, I'm having some surgery soon on this wrist, on the thumb actually, the thumb joint. Okay, and then just do that. Ear loops don't really matter. And you know, I like this one too. I think I'm one of these people that could use either or. Maybe I get a little more fogging with this one, but I could probably adjust it. We pull a little tension out of the ear area. Yeah, I'm just going to say to the folks at Craft Cadence, nice going, because I can wear either size. So this might be one of those things where people aren't having to worry too much about how precise the size is. I seem to be able to use both if I'm wearing the lanyard. All right, so let's do a little testing. First of all, it's black on both sides, which I actually love if I have to wear it on camera because I don't get the camera makeup all over, staining it and making it look ugly. So we're supposed to have a moisture wicking inside. This is the inside of the mask. I'm going to always try to get you a nice view. You can see that sinks in actually very quickly. So that is wicking. It doesn't only, not only does it not bead up and roll off, it sinks in very quickly. It's almost like the fabric is thirsty. So let's go to the outside. This should be a water repellent outer layer. Yeah, can you guys see that? I hope so. It just beads up and rolls right off. And I'm going to do a little crude water testing. I'm going to put like 3 whole droppers full in here. Now it does sink in. You can see it's sunk in there. Yeah, the outside does not feel wet. It feels completely dry. And I'm just going to check if it does even along the seam. There's a seam here where it's sewn at the chin. I don't think I feel, I don't know if I got any water on that spot. I'm going to try to get some of the water right over that seam. Yeah, it's completely dry. Oh, that's really nice. It's completely dry. What will be really interesting is to see what happens after one of these has been washed. So it's been a few minutes now, and the inside of the mask is of course wet because I put several droppers full of water. The outside still feels dry. It feels a little bit cool, but it does feel dry. Now, along the bottom, I feel like I am feeling something wet along where that seam was. You know, I just feel like that maybe some of the water has come through, and it probably likely from the seam, but it's very subtle. So what I decided to do is get a tissue, and I'm going to press the tissue against this area and see if it comes up wet, and you see there's a little bit of moisture. So, some of it does come through the seam. So if you are feeling anything like that, if you do some crude water testing yourself, it's just from the seam. I'm really not worried about that. It's more something I'm mentioning just for the sake of clarity, because I'm sure that somebody will put in the comment section that they did the crude water testing and their mask feels wet. And I think it's important to know that over this solid area that's over your face, there's not been any penetration of fluid. I think it's just really coming through where you have the seams right here. But I just want to mention it so that if you do the crude water testing yourself and you think you maybe feel something, that's where that's coming from. You don't feel that on something like the DNA. It doesn't have that contoured chin. It has more the accordion style stretch. And so maybe that's why we didn't have an opportunity to see anything like that thus far. But I do think that this is a really nice product. I am going to be interested in following and seeing what happens with this PVDF nanofiber, because I think it really is an interesting material. And the conclusion in the research that I have cited, and that I'm going to try to link that whole article down below in the description box, the conclusion was that it really provides a very nice alternative to something like polypropylene in the face of a pandemic where so many people are needing face masks, and we want reusable face masks, we want washable face masks. And I think it really is something that might be very promising. Now, again, they're washing it in ethanol, and most of us are washing our things in water, soap, detergent, whatever. So I think it will be interesting to see some more follow-up on what happens with basic soap and water. I am going to do some crude testing on this after a few washings, like regular washings, and let you guys know how that works. Now, finally, I just did want to mention the added nanofiber filter. So actually, this is how the masks and everything come. You actually have to cut open the package so that you know it's been sealed and it hasn't been tampered with. My masks, because they wanted to give me one of each size and everything comes in pairs, of course, they had opened them and let me know that in advance. All right, but here's what the nanofiber PVDF filter looks like. It's real smooth and it's got the little squares. It looks like polypropylene. So this is something that you would insert into this filter pocket in your mask. Go like something like this on the inside. I still don't know that I'm inclined to use these kinds of things. As you see, either way you put it, it's not taking up the entire perimeter of the mask. So you've got some areas where you're probably breathing around it. I'm just not a fan of replacing filters, but some people are. It's just not my thing. But if you do like that kind of thing, and you might find that this is a really nice option, because when you're done with the ViralOff or you think that's probably gone, you can still enhance the mask with some more of that nanofiber technology that I've been talking about. So that's how nanofiber works. It's similar to polypropylene. The water beads up and rolls off. And I would guess that just like with a surgical mask, it's going to hold a large bead. And I'm going to make it a large bead. Yeah. Nothing's going to go through. So yeah, they're totally dry. All right, so summary thoughts for me. I really like this product. I love that they've used really soft adjusters. I love that they have not only used this material that's kind of new to most of us, but explained it really well and shown the data as to how it can be so advantageous for those of us who are out and around, not working in medical facilities, but having to be wearing masks and replacing masks and things like that over time. So I do find that the mask is really breathable. I'm glad that I have it. I love the contour of the chin. I do wish the nose piece was just a little bit longer. Like I said, just for me, that's my thing. It is a mask that I am going to get a better fit with a lanyard. I really like it, and I want to thank the people at Craft Cadence for sending it out to me so that I have a chance to try it out. Let me know if you guys try it and what you think of it. Let me know if you have any questions. Please just go ahead and put them in the comment box. The people at Craft Cadence have been very helpful, and they answer my questions almost the nanosecond I send them out. So let me know what you think, and until next time, be well.